gals and all my non-binary friends. So today we are going to South Dakota to check out their ballot. And South Dakota has 3 electoral college votes. Abolish the electoral college is just a way of getting the democracy out of the hands of the popular vote, which it don't make sense if we're really trying to have a democracy why you would want to do something like that, but just abolish it. Key dates to remember are going to be October 19th, which is the voter registration deadline. September 18th to November the 2nd are going to be the early voting in-person absentee dates. October 20th is going to be the day they recommend to have your ballot back, your mail-in ballot sent back in. November 2nd is going to be the vote by mail request deadline. And of course, November 3rd, it's going to be election night. And I do want to say that if we don't have all of the results in on election night, it's not that crazy. It's not that, like, it's pretty normal. Most of the times when they do call elections, on presidential elections specifically on election nights, most of the time it's projections and they don't actually have all the numbers in. And because of the mail-in voting that is going to be increased because of COVID, it's going to take even longer to get all those votes in. So if we don't have the answer that night, don't panic. It's not that crazy. And if you're not sure how to vote, you've never voted before, you don't know how to get registered, you are registered but you want to check your registration, you want to track your ballot, please check out Vote Save America and vote.org. Links will be down in my description box. What are the vote by mail requirements in my state? South Dakota is allowing all voters to request an absentee ballot without an excuse and is sending out absentee ballot applications to all voters. Really recommend that you please send in your mail-in ballot back by October 20th. Does my state require my ballot to be postmarked or delivered by election day? Your voted ballot must be received by election officials on election day for it to count. What are my non-mail ballot return options? You can return your completed ballot in person to your county's auditor office. You must show a valid ID or sign a personal identification affidavit when returning your ballot in person. For exact hours of in-person absentee voting, contact your local office, county auditor's office. You can vote using an in-person absentee voting Friday, September 28th, all the way to the date before the election. If you cannot return your ballot yourself because of sickness or disability, you may apply in writing to obtain an absentee ballot by authorized messenger. Any application for a ballot by authorized messenger must be received by the county auditor before 3 p.m. the day of the election. What if I request a vote by mail ballot but I decide I want to vote in person? If you receive your ballot before election day, you can return your completed ballot in person to your county auditor's office. You must show a valid ID and sign a personal identification affidavit when returning your ballot in person. If you request a ballot but you want to vote at a polling place, contact your county auditors. What if I don't receive my ballot by October 20th? If you requested your ballot but you still haven't received it, call your county's auditor's office to see if you can request a replacement. You can also vote early using in-person absentee voting at your county auditor's office. Contact your auditor's office to find out more specific hours. If you don't receive your absentee ballot before election day, you can cast a provisional ballot at your polling place. Can I vote early in person? South Dakota has early in-person absentee voting, which allows registered voters to vote in person once absentee voting begins at their county auditor's office by bringing along a valid photo identification card. If a voter does not have a photo ID, they are given the option to sign a personal identification affidavit and vote a regular ballot. And if you are going to vote on election day, please wear a mask, keep a safe social distance for you and other voters. And if you see any sus people trying to intimidate, trying to coerce or threaten people to get out of lines or change their vote, please call 1-833-336-8683. Do I need an ID to vote in person? Yes, you do. A state driver's license or state ID card, federal ID, tribal card, an ID from high school or an institution, all of it works. And South Dakota has all of its 35 state Senate seats up this year, as well as all of its 70 House Rep seats up. So please, if you live in South Dakota, please check out Ballotpedia. Link will be down below to find out who's running for your House Rep and state senator this year. You guys have 1 Supreme Court seat up for retention, and it's going to be Steve Jensen is going to be your Supreme Court judge up for retention this year. And South Dakota has 3 ballot measures. If you don't know anything about me, just know this. I freaking love ballot measures. Pretty much anything besides like taxes and stuff like that, I'm in there like swimwear, baby. And South Dakota first ballot measure initiated Measure 26 provides for a medical marijuana program in South Dakota. Woo! Constitutional Amendment A, marijuana, legalizes recreational use of marijuana, requires the legislature to pass laws provided for the use of medical marijuana and the sale of hemp by April 1st, 2022. Okay, a vote yes supports the constitutional amendment to legalize the recreational use of marijuana and require the South Dakota state legislature to pass laws providing the use of medical marijuana and the sale of hemp by April 1st, 2022. Come through. Not only are you guys legalizing medical marijuana, but you guys are legalizing the recreational use of marijuana. Shout out to you, South Dakota. Y'all are about to be motherfucking lit. Amendment A would legalize the recreational use of marijuana for individuals 21 years and older. Individuals will be allowed to possess or distribute up to 1 ounce of marijuana. Not that much, but I mean, that's still a good percentage. And you know, you can have more, just don't be right around with shit. And the last one, Constitutional Amendment B, legalizes sports betting in Deadwood and requires that net local revenue for such activity be dedicated to the historic restoration and preservation of Deadwood. Sounds good to me. I don't know. Let's read it. A vote yes supports amending the state constitution to authorize South Dakota state legislators to legalize sports betting within the city limits of Deadwood, South Dakota, with all net municipal proceeds defined dedicated to the Deadwood Historical Restoration and Preservation Fund. I don't see why not. South Dakota, that's gonna be the end of the video. Like, that's what I'm saying. I love ballot measures, bro. They just are so good. You guys, that's really like people's power, bro. Like, y'all can really vote in laws. Y'all can get initiatives started. You know what I'm saying? And then get them on the ballot and then vote in those initiatives and then they become laws. Like, what? That's amazing. South Dakota, you might killed my bond. You might have killed. I really hope that you found this video informative. I hope that you're making a plan to vote. I really hope that you're thinking about running for office in the future, because it takes all of us participating in this in different kind of ways, as far as protesting and community organization. Community organizing and just, you know, being willing to do that civic duty of running for office. And there's so many other ways that you can serve. And so I just really want to encourage that, while also encouraging you to protest if you have to, riot if you feel the need to, but also vote. Period. And on that note, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, wash your hands, wash your face, wash your ass, and don't be an asshole. Bye.